On today's show,
Carmelo Anthony joins the 20,000 point club.
Klay Thompson works hard for the money, so hard for the money, so you better treat him right.
And you bet giraffe, the Bone Zone is back.
It's Monday, November 3rd. The starters starts now.
Good evening, Sweet World, and welcome to the starters. Whether you're joining us live online, listening to the podcast, or catching us on NBA TV, we're very, very happy to have you. I'm J.E. Skeets, and alongside me, as always, it's Tess Millis.
So happy to have you.
To my right, starters blog editor Trey Kirby.
Hey-o.
Hey-o. And finally, it's the Aussie. It's Lee Ellis.
Girls.
Lily. All right, on Mondays, we like to look back at the weekend, the winners of the weekend, in fact, and let's start with Carmelo Anthony. Because on Sunday at Madison Square Garden, Carmelo Anthony knocks down a three-pointer from the left wing midway through the first quarter there to reach the 20,000-point milestone. Became just the 40th player in NBA history to reach that number and the 8th active guy to do so. Also had a great game against the Hornets there, playing well, hit this jumper right here to sort of seal the deal. The Knicks go to 2-1. They're relevant. It's great. But again, he scored 28, that game winner, and you see he becomes the 6th youngest player in history to reach the 20,000-point plateau. 30 years old. That's all Melo is. He's only 30 years old.
He's young, just like me. Great age.
A long, long time. A lot of basketball still to be played, but yeah, after LeBron and Kobe and so on. And here's where he ranks with some of the greats. George Gervin, the Iceman, there ahead of him at 36th on the all-time scoring list. Mitch Richmond, The Rock, just got into the Hall of Fame. Tom Chambers, Anton Jamison.
Yeah,
and
Tom
Melo.
Chambers, the only player in the 20,000-point club who is eligible for the Hall and not enshrined.
Interesting.
Controversial.
Does
So
that?
let's go right to the Hall.
Controversial, yeah.
Controversial, we think he should be in.
Yeah, of course, Tom Chambers, #1 fan over here, thinks he should be in. But with Melo, it's sort of interesting. Is it sort of a lock, hitting that mark, what he's done over his career, that Melo will be a future Hall of Famer?
At 30 years old, you assume he's going to get to 30,000 points. So that puts him in the top 10 scoring for sure. There's a chance he could get to top 5. But basically, over the next 6 years or so, he is going to get to top 10. He honestly will. So how can you leave a guy like that out of the Hall of Fame? People will say he hasn't won one conference final.
Right.
But when he's all said and done, he's going to have double-digit All-Star appearances.
Yep.
He's already got 6 All-NBA teams, no first All-NBA teams, mainly because he plays behind Kevin Durant and LeBron James.
Right.
But he's just done so much, and he's got 1 scoring title. I think he's a shoo-in.
A lot of numbers
Yeah,
still
for
to
sure.
come, but let's say, heaven forbid, Melo's career ends tomorrow.
Yeah,
He may
tomorrow
still
he's
get even.
questionable.
He may still
Yeah,
get even
yeah.
then, because if you look to me, you look at Mitch Richmond, who just got in, The Rock, and you compare their numbers on Melo. In my mind, much, much better.
Oh, yeah.
Almost 5 points per game more. So
Yeah.
a better scorer, obviously a better rebounder. Pretty similar across the board in terms of shooting and assists and stuff. Yeah, Melo would be in.
Yeah, he's kind of our generation's Dominique Wilkins, I think. Their stats are super similar. Dominique dunks, Melo shoots threes. That's the difference. Neither of them really did anything besides score, and neither one of them have won big time yet. Neek's in the Hall of Fame. I think Melo should be
And
too.
maybe that's the better question. Is Melo, again, if the career ended tomorrow, is he a first ballot Hall of Famer? Guys like Bernard King.
Probably
and
depends
and
on who retires the
that's
same
the
year
thing,
as he
yeah.
does.
It does. What do you think?
if you get into the Hall of Fame, does it really matter how you get in? Do you want to be a first ballot, or is
Right.
it more like a Bernard King situation where you eventually get in? But I used to be on the fence with Melo, but no, he's going to get in. He's definitely going to get in, because even if you say his career ends tomorrow, he's just accomplished a lot to his career at this point, and he's one of the best scorers we've ever seen.
Yeah, if you're the best scorer in this league for a long period of time, I think people will remember that. And you think of Carmelo as the best scorer for a long period of time. And again, the biggest question to me is winning. Only 1 conference final thus far. And you look at the New York Knicks situation, they've got $35 million coming off the books in 2 guys this coming off season. Forget about the rest of the guys, but in Amari Stoudemire and Andrea Bargnani. So these years upcoming, along with a higher salary cap, there's going to be lots of room for guys who want to go play in New York to help him win something.
Does Melo's name sort of, in your mind, sort of clump together with guys, and I'm talking sort of future Hall of Fame candidates in McGrady and Vince Carter?
Perfect, yeah.
And, it was funny, we saw Anton Jamison on
Yeah.
that list. I don't think many of us here at the table or many people watching would go, well, Anton Jamison's a surefire Hall of Famer.
No, he's the one that's up there that is
He
questionable.
won't.
But what
I
about
think he
the
would probably
Vinces
get
and
it.
the
Yeah.
McGrady's of the world?
Yeah, I think you can probably put them in that similar sort of category. They've achieved similar sort of results throughout their career, but they've also had the highlight plays individually that we definitely remember. But the winning, if you do want to look at something, is going to be a knock. And I mean, you mentioned the Knicks have got 35 million coming off, but even still, that doesn't guarantee anything for them going forward.
But there's more cap room in a very desirable place.
I know, but the point I'm making is we can't look forward and think, well, eventually he's going to get there, because he may never ever get there.
Well, let's hear what people think. Jump on Twitter, hashtag the starters. Melo, future Hall of Famer in your mind? Is that a lock? First ballot? Let us know. Let's continue with another winner of the weekend. I can't think of a guy who had a better weekend than Klay Thompson with the Warriors. It started on Friday. He signs his rookie contract extension with the Dubs, worth a reported $70 million over 4 years. So he gets that done. Follows it up on Saturday, celebrating his big payday with a breakout performance against his idol, Kobe Bryant. Scores a career-high 41 points on just 18 shots. Goes 14 of 18 from the floor. And he wasn't done. On Sunday, he steps up big late, hits some tough shots there in Portland, helps the Warriors stay undefeated. I mean, that was a perfect weekend. He's the league's leading scorer for crying out loud.
Yeah, and you're right. He's going to be coming off that allowance he's been on since his rookie year. If he's making $70 million the next few years, it was a bad weekend for the Ney players, those of us who are not big Klay Thompson fans, because he was awesome. And like the one time during the second half of last night's game, I was like, man, he's not even taking the ball to the hoop. Classic Klay Thompson. Next thing you know, he's dunking over Robin Lopez. It was bad if you were trying to say Klay Thompson is overrated.
Well, he's been getting to the line a lot. He's averaged 8 free throws a game. He only had 4 last night's game, made them all. But that's a sign that he is maybe looking to elevate his game and add something to it, because that's been...
It was against the Lakers, though.
Yeah,
He had a
I know,
humongous game against the Lakers, first game of the year last year. Nobody remembers 38, 15 of 19 shooting. Basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Just keep doing it for more than a week.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, you can't knock him for doing that already in the first couple. I mean, against the Lakers, you've got to go out and beat them up, and that's what he did.
Right.
And there's a look at the 2011 draft class extensions. Who got paid? Well, it started with Kyrie Irving there making the 5-year, $90 million extension. Kemba Walker with the Hornets. Klay Thompson, you see there. Had a couple more on Friday. Alec Burks with the Jazz, 4 years, $42 million. And Ricky Rubio, now, he was drafted in 2009, but he's sort of a part of that 2011 draft class when he came over. He also, on Friday, got his extension, 4 years, $56 million. Anyone surprised with Pretty Tricky Ricky getting paid?
I love how we have the Morris twins up there together. We can never separate them, ever. They take their money home and they put it underneath their separate bunk beds. No, I'm not surprised by Ricky Rubio. I think he is getting paid based on the future rather than the past. But it's so funny with these contracts, you can't really evaluate them the same way anymore, because obviously the salary cap is going way up. So if a guy's making 15 now, he's going to be making about 11 under the new deal.
Sure.
So if you think Ricky Rubio or Alec Burks is making 7 to 8 million under the new cap,
It's all
pretty
about
good deal.
percentages, right?
Right, yeah. So relative, it's fine. I do think that Ricky, as a leader, might pick up his game a little bit, but we all know the great things that he does in terms of passing, setting guys up, and playing great defense. Now he just needs to pick up the scoring just a little bit.
The shooting.
The shooting,
really.
the percentages.
It's only 3 games again, but he's right at his career mark, 37%. You really need to see him minimum 40s. But he has to get there.
Yeah, and you look at the first years of Jason Kidd's career, he couldn't shoot either. The difference is that Kidd could finish inside, and Rubio still seems to be having trouble. He's like 38% in the restricted area. That's not very good. If he shoots 50%, he's a great player.
Alice, for Alec Burks with the Jazz, this one surprised some people out there. He hasn't really flourished, or he's probably the sort of least well-known name on
Very
the list.
nondescript.
Yeah, on the list of the rookie extensions, but averaged 14 there last season, only his 3rd year, of course. A lot of people sort of comparing him to DeRozan.
Yeah, that's a good
in terms of a guy that...
In a positive way.
Yeah, in a positive way.
Because there are other guys that you could compare him to that didn't reach DeRozan's level.
Right.
Randy Foye, for instance, or those type of guys.
Yeah, a guy that was known as a scorer coming out of school, maybe not the greatest defender, but yeah, I mean, if he's going to be like DeRozan and improves his game, then that'd be great for Jazz fans. All right, we got to take a break. Lots more still to come later in the show, The Bone Zone. But coming up next, Josh McRoberts channels his inner Hulk Hogan, or Lee Ellis. You're watching The Starters. Welcome back to The Starters. On Friday, for our Halloween special, we had fun dressing up as scary NBA players, and we asked you if you were going out that night dressed up as a scary NBA player to let us know on Twitter. Some of you did so, and we want to share some of the best ones with you. We'll start with Lance Garrison, going as Joakim Noah's Ark
Nice.
Solid. The Fry God went as Ellen Iverson, Ellen DeGeneres, and Allen Iverson.
You should have thought of this one, Lee.
I'm
Yeah.
very disappointed. I got next year's costume already, though.
House of Pain sent in 2. He went as CP3O,
Smart.
and his significant other went as Meow Ming. Could be just friends, I don't know. I love this one. David K went as Steve Kerr, found Steve Kerr and took a photo with him. That is incredible. That is a splitting image. And then Show went as the Jumpman logo. I'm sure some of you have seen
Brilliant.
this going around online. I mean, that's fantastic.
Awesome.
And finally, Nicky Stan and his buddy going as Stockton and Malone.
You think they sat like that all night?
I hope so. I hope so. Fantastic stuff. Thanks for everyone for sharing that on Twitter with the hashtag ScaryNBA. But now let's get to some weekend whoopsies.
There were plenty this weekend.
There were plenty of hilarious moments from this weekend, and we're watching as much ball as we can to keep you informed. Let's start with the Bucks. Larry Sanders, he comes up with a jump ball, thinks about scoring on his own basket, but fortunately catches himself and passes away. Jason Kidd, he was convinced he was going to score. Yeah, a Shaq and a fool moment there.
Saturday, the Lakers huddling, but the ball is inbounded. Ah! Basket. That's how it happened. That's actually how it happened. This is the 30th ranked defense in the league, folks.
Hard to believe.
Yeah, it is hard to believe.
Makes sense. Also on Saturday, some young Orlando Magic fan, watch him in the background here, photobombing Big O and Raptors sideline reporter Eric Smith. He came back later when Eric Smith was talking to Bubba Watson, and he got a little bit better too. I mean, he's gonna go crazy
I
here.
love this one. In and out, in and
A
out.
little creepy.
Very creepy.
Yeah, but he's got a lot of camera time.
On Sunday, Josh McRoberts, in his first game as a member of the Miami Heat, just tore his jersey after he was upset about a play. Just like that. When Hulk
Frustration.
Hogan, no big deal. Then he's just hanging, arm up, just hanging out on the
sad.
sideline. Now, if you remember, last year on the show, we wanted to see if Lee Ellis could rip a jersey.
Easily.
No, that was no big deal.
Yeah, threw your whole body into
Yeah.
it. That's smart.
That was
Little
surprising.
momentum.
So we're going to put Lee.
There it
there
is.
she is.
Wall of Fame.
It's up on the set.
Yeah.
Yes, the
Hall
OJ
of
Mayo
Fame.
jersey that you ripped. I mean, you were inspired by, of course, the old Darko clip of
Yeah.
him ripping his jersey, doing the Hulk Hogan. But we've got you in a Heat jersey here.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can replicate
Brand new.
what
All right.
Josh
Jersey.
McRoberts
It's not,
did.
yeah, it's not Josh
And I
McRoberts, it's
actually like
Wade.
that you're just straight sitting down. Yeah, you're not stepping into it or anything. Here we go. Give it a
All right,
rip,
ready?
Lee.
Oh, it's hot.
Not as easy. Not as easy.
No.
Once you got past that wishbone
Yeah.
net, though, it's split. Nice
Yeah,
and
that's the
easy.
key, yeah.
Did you hurt your hands?
I did a little bit, yeah. Bit of rope
Good.
burn. I've got soft hands.
Still has that farm strength though. Good stuff, Lee.
One other fantastic thing that happened this weekend, we had our first wedgie of the
Yes.
season.
Yes.
Saturday night in Orlando, we had a Raptor wedgie. Lou Williams taking a shot, slips. Oh, it looked like it was
Yeah,
going to
it
slip out
was.
there.
Oh.
But Patrick Patterson doing the wedgie justice and going to get it like it should be gotten. Good stuff by Patrick Patterson right there.
I would
Lou
like-
Williams, our first wedgie of the season.
Yeah, but Patrick, let it stay up there
Let
a
it
little
breathe.
bit
It was
more.
gonna fall out.
Oh, come on. First wedgie.
That was
We
a loose wedgie.
We need to get like a wedgie counter behind us so we can tally it as we go along. It's time for the pickups of the week, presented by the General Insurance. Unleash the Unicorn. A few guys you should be looking at adding if they're available in your leagues. Chris Copeland with the Pacers. They're just killed with injuries right now, so someone's got to score the basketball. He's doing an all right job. Brandon Wright there, Dallas with the Mavs, only owned in 15% of the Yahoo Fantasy Leagues. And Kevin Garnett, 38-year-old Kevin Garnett, Lee, you
Yeah.
just picked him up in the Starters Fantasy League.
I did, 18 and 14 rebounds against the Pistons on Saturday night. Now this week they've got a 4-game homestand against Oklahoma City Thunder tonight, the Wolves, the Knicks and the Magic. So you feel that Kevin Garnett could really put up some old numbers and help your fantasy team out. So
KG didn't score more than 16 points a game all of last season.
Yeah.
So yeah, the
Maybe
A's
he's
back.
look- yeah, he's
18 and
looking spry.
14. He
New
got a whole
coach.
bunch of minutes there
Yeah.
as well. So there you go. A couple guys that you should look at picking up if they're available in your leagues. We got to take a break, but when we return, are the Kings this season's Phoenix Suns? We'll ask Brent Barry in the Bone Zone when we return. Welcome back to the Starters, and welcome back So the Bone Zone, two-time NBA champ, Brent Barry is back, and he's confused with
I
this
don't know where to look.
configuration. Yeah, nope, camera over there. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Strange.
Yeah, why not?
This is as weird as my hair is right now.
Oh, funny you should say
what the
that.
heck is
We might
going
get to
on.
that in a little bit here. Bones, great to have you back.
Good to see you guys.
Great to have you back in the Bone
back
Zone.
at ya.
Got a new segment here for you early in the season, very simply called Trend or Dead End. All right, and here's what we're gonna do.
Wait, it took you guys all summer to come up with this?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to wait to get you
Last
on.
night.
And that graphic. All right, we're going to present some early season observations.
Okay.
And you're going to let us know whether it's going to continue, it's a trend, or it's not going to continue, it's a dead end. Very,
Okay.
very simple.
Sounds
You're right.
good.
And it did take us months, so thanks to come up with that. All right, first one. The Thunder can survive without Durant and Westbrook. Trend or dead end?
What does survival mean to you guys?
Playoffs or
They're
not?
not out
Playoffs
yet.
or not?
Should we say playoffs home court? Because
Okay.
I think
Wow.
that's
Do you think they're a lock for the playoffs?
Oh, absolutely.
I agree with you.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's say the first 35 games, they go 15 and 20. Because
Okay.
last year, everybody talks about the Western Conference last year, 48 wins. The Phoenix Suns missed it by one game,
Right.
49 for Dallas.
West is tough.
This camera's weird. So 36 and 11, they'd have to go if you figured Westbrook gets back, KD gets back. Are they capable of doing that? I think so. That's 51 wins. But I don't think the bottom feeding teams in the Western Conference, and that's probably the wrong way to say it, but I don't think it's going to be as many wins this year
Okay.
as it was last year. I think it'll probably be closer to 47. I say OKC's in there, no question.
You
Yeah.
do think they
The
could
home
go
court,
15
though.
and 20, though? Through
Yeah,
35 games without
that's
them?
the real-
That's the hard part,
Well,
right?
the one thing I do like about this, and this is where it's kind of substance over style. They have a style that they play, but a lot of people don't recognize what it is that Scott Brooks has taught these guys in terms of their substance over the years. The fact is, they're still a very good defensive team. They're 12th in the league after small sample size here of a few games, and who doesn't like to say sample size?
Yeah.
Always feels smart.
They're going to be good defensively. Reggie Jackson's going to be back in the lineup in no time. I actually think he's going to be returning maybe as early as the next
Yep.
game for them. So I think that they're going to be all right. 15 and 20 is doable for this ball club.
Bones has them surviving. All right, let's stick in the West. Next question here, tread or dead end? The Kings are this year's Suns. They're a surprise playoff contender.
The Kings are this year's.
Yeah.
The Suns had such a remarkable year, and obviously the great talk about DeMarcus Cousins and the start that he's had this year, dismantling the Clippers in that first game in
Huge.
LA. Unbelievable numbers. I don't think the Kings are quite as dynamic as the Suns. Plus, Isaiah Thomas doesn't play for the Kings anymore. He's playing for the Suns.
Irony.
But if I thought about a team in the West that could be a surprise, I wouldn't look to Sac. I might look to New Orleans. I might look at what it is
Okay.
that Anthony Davis is going to do with that lineup, the depth that they have. But going back to the Kings, I love the way they're structured. I love the depth that they have. Carl Landry is back this year. Omri Caspi is back. The battle in Sac for them, where they have the inconsistencies, is the two-guard spot. McLemore, Stauskas, somebody has to step up and claim those minutes because Darren Collison's been a great addition, but somebody's got to claim some minutes at that two-guard spot for them to get consistent perimeter scoring. We know Cousins and Gay are going to be that guy, and Collison's been off to a good start, but the two-guard spot's a worry for me.
Despite the 2-1 win,
I
still gonna
say
be tough to
a
get
little
in.
bit of a dead end for
Okay.
the Kings not being last year's Suns.
The Clippers have just started slowly. If the Kings don't get that win on Sunday against the Clippers, who have really just sort of gotten by with their 2-1 record, we wouldn't be talking about the Kings like
All right.
this.
Well, we still would talk about DeMarcus Cousins.
Oh, 34,
Absolutely.
17.
Beast.
We love them on this show.
Yeah, all right. Trend or dead end? Damian Lillard's slow start. He is struggling to shoot the basketball right now.
Well, let's.
Continues or not?
If we were to, just hypothetically, if we were to have a little starters one-on-one in the bone zone,
Yep.
and you
Lee
played,
would win.
Skeets played, Skeets, you and I played first, and then Tass and I played, and then Lee, you had a bye. And then Lee and I played. You guys might struggle coming out of the blocks. So let's go to Damian Lillard.
Okay.
Westbrook is his first game. Westbrook's got to step up. 38 points. Huge night for them. But Portland wins the game. Collison, the next night for Sacramento, not knowing how really he's going to play in that system, goes for 17, 8, and 8. And then Curry goes like almost triple-double, goes 24, 10, and 5. So Lillard has gotten off to a slow start. Some of that has to do with who it is that he's had to defend in the first few games. And the idea that at the start of the season, everybody's really pumped up. They're wondering about the additions. For the Warriors, it's a new coach. For Westbrook, it's no Durant. For Collison, it's a new team. Those are his 3 first opponents. For Lillard, it's business as usual. Their team is no different.
Right.
So I have no worries that he
He'll
will
bounce
find
back.
his game, and we'll see that trend. That trend will start to go the right
But
direction.
one thing I noticed though, his shot seems to be coming up short a lot. I mean, is that his legs he just doesn't have his legs yet? Or is there something else with that, you think? Because, I mean, against the Warriors last night, he had 2 good looks.
Yeah, he was
and
getting some looks,
Both
yeah.
of them were well short.
Well, if he's tired at this point in the season, it's going to be a real long year. I just think he's just a little bit off to start the year. And like I said, having to chase those other guys around might be exactly what you're talking about, Lee. Every time somebody shoots the ball short, do we all just say, wow, he's fatigued? Yeah, I think he'll find his game
All
pretty
right,
quick here.
so don't drop Damian Lillard if you have him on your fantasy team. Final one here. Look, we were going to ask you whether your new haircut
Oh, God,
was a
it's so
trend
bad.
that we
don't
saw
know
on.
what's-
Look
this
at,
one.
Well, this one. I mean, you've got a couple. Yeah,
You look very grown up here.
You've had a slick look on Game Time. You've had sort of a I don't know, like a puffy one.
Yeah, I
like
don't
that
know.
was like blowing in the wind.
I don't know what's going on.
What are you doing?
You're auditioning for Shark Tank or what?
No, I think what's weird is that, like I said, I have no clue what's going on. It's just really bad. But what's bad is
That's better.
when your bald brother is texting you, saying, "Dude, what are you doing with your hair?"
Wow, that's not a good sign.
Wow.
My brother John's giving
Yeah.
me texts like, "What's going on?" Plus, this angle doesn't help. This one.
Don't worry about the cameras,
Just
man.
feel it. All right.
All right, Bone Zone is back.
Okay, I'll fix it.
We're
How's
happy
it
to-
look back there?
We're happy to have
Back,
you
take that one.
Got holes in it.
Spot on. All right, we got to take a break. When we return, Lee's very solid play of the
Quit
night. So don't
quit
quote
that
you
take,
on
Hal. Dead end.
Welcome back to the starters. I know last week a few of you were concerned that the pick and payoff picks and payoffs were not going to be happening this season. Well, rest assured, they're back. November, we're into it, so it's time to make picks. If you're new to the show, Tass and I, we pick the winners, attempt to pick the winners of 5 games each night, and we add it all up at the end of the month, and the loser has to do something embarrassing on the show. So we've had, costumes, we've been throwing eggs at each other, dancing, tiny seats. I know Lee got into it there once with Trey. They had a little mini battle.
Rest assured, we will look like idiots this season.
Yeah, don't worry. So there are tonight's picks. We agree on 4 games. The Nets, Mavs, Nuggets, and Clips. And the only game we disagree on, I am sticking with the Grizzlies to stay undefeated, and you're taking the Pelicans.
Come on, Pelicans. I think the
Man.
Grizzlies aren't playing up to their
Pelicans.
3-0 record.
No.
I'm taking the Pellies on.
Okay, so there it is. And yeah, we'll do this for the month of November, and we'll add it all up and see who has the worst score in the end. All right, but let's get to Lee's very solid play of the night.
Guys, you know I love a big man who can throw a bounce pass.
You do.
And Andrew Bogut last night, look at this beautiful feed to Steph Curry. Goes through, nice finish there from Steph as well. That's what you like to see, the big man, great feed.
Nice catch.
And that's what I call a very solid play.
Excellent.
But wait,
What?
There's more. This is why you pass the ball and share it. Look at that, only a few minutes later, off the inbounds play, Steph Curry returns a favor to Andrew Bogut, who throws it down, and that's what I also call a very solid play.
4 thumbs up from Lee Ellis. Great stuff from the Warriors. Guys, join us tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Eastern on NBA TV, and subscribe to the show on iTunes.
Thanks for joining us today, folks. And remember, if you're all about that bass, you'll have no treble.
Race the night, people.